Welcome back, everyone. This is MandoAllDay back with another video. And in this video, we're going to be taking a look at the Soul Plumbers. This is the hardcover, and I believe this came out this week. But this is a DC Comics, or DC Horror Comics, the Soul Plumber story. It is a 6-issue story, so it's a very short story, but we're going to be taking a look in terms of the art, talk a little bit of the story, and of course, if it's worth your purchase or not. But before we get started, make sure you hit the subscribe button to not support channel to keep up to date and watch videos like this. So, let's take a look at the art and talk about the story. Actually, before we do that, let's take a look at the dust jacket. So, this is front of the dust jacket, which I really like. Very, very bright and colorful. The side of it, or the spine, I should say, not side. The spine of the book, and the back. And it does retail for $24.99. Alright, now let's take off the dust jacket and see how it looks outside. Not outside, without the dust jacket. So the front of the dust jacket looks like, the front of the book looks like, wow. I'm confusing this with the figures, but anyways. Front of the book looks like pretty cool art. I like that. The spine, you got DC Horror. It should be black label because there's a lot of foul language on here in this book. And nothing in the back. Alright, so what is this book about? So essentially this book is about a character named Edgar who is essentially a gas attendant or employee, and his life dream goal is to be a priest, to help people get rid of all their sins they've done in the past or currently. And so one day, while he's working, he meets this guy who basically tells him, hey, I can help you be a priest, come to my seminar and I can, help you out and be a priest. So, of course, Edgar's dream is to be a priest, so he decides, you know what, I'm going to go and attend this seminar, and hopefully I can become a priest. And while he's attending the seminar, he actually sees a demonstration of this certain machine that can help get rid of all the sin and all the evilness from people. Because apparently this machine can remove all that from you. And so, of course, Edgar watches this. I mean, you can see it right here in the pages, and he gets hooked right away. Edgar is like so fully invested. He's like, look, I gotta have this machine. He wants to, help his friends out that are, have done bad things in their life or committing sins. He wants to help them out. So he decides, you know what? I'm going to build my own machine, as they say here. And of course, when that happens, something bad happens, and the list goes on. Again, I'm very vague because I don't want to spoil too much because this is a short story. It's only 6 issues. And I gotta say, though, in terms of the story itself, it's a cool story. It's a fun little story. I actually really enjoyed it a lot more than I thought I would. I would say the pacing does vary. There are some times where the pacing is fairly quick, and other times is completely unnecessarily long. I believe in like chapters 4 and 5 where there's parts where, again, it's just gross stuff, but chapters 4 and 5, or issues 4 and 5, there's some parts where they're just having unnecessary long dialogue. It's just like, okay, you kind of get the point of what they're trying to say, and it's just unnecessary dialogue. It's just too long. But in terms of the pacing, again, it's fair. And in terms of the art, I really like the art. And to me, this whole matte finish on the book is a completely disservice to this book because, again, just look at all the bright colors. And that's what I like about the story is that the art is so weird, and again, the art is really weird, and the colors are so bright that this book does not shine with the matte finish on the books. To me, this deserves a gloss finish, because with that gloss finish, you can see more of the colors. I mean, just look at it here. Again, weird looking character, I know, but just look at all the colors right here. It just really stands out, and to me, the matte finish of this book is just a complete disservice to this art. But again, though the art's good, I like the art. It is really weird, so keep that in mind if you decided purchasing the book. But I like the art, and again, it's a disservice for the terms of the matte finish. Now, in terms of the, as I mentioned, this should be DC Black Label because there's a lot of foul language on here. So if you don't like any foul language or cursing, do not read this book because there's a lot of it here. And sometimes it can be a little too much to where it's like, okay, I kind of get what you're trying to imply in this particular part of the story, but it is what it is, though. There you go. You can see, again, more of this crazy art, and again, that matte finish is just a disservice to the art. If it had the gloss finish, I guarantee you the pages will pop out more and it look much better. But again, I don't know why they went with this in terms of the matte finish. But like I was saying, in terms of the story, it's good. I like the character. I really feel bad for the character Edgar because there's one thing I have to give credit though is that they really character develop Edgar, the main character right here, because he essentially is very relatable in the sense that he just wants to do good in life. He wants to help people get rid of all the sins, and he believes in people. And again, he tries to do the right thing, but unfortunately, things happen in the book and situations happen to where it's like, damn, he can't get a break. But nonetheless, so like I said, I enjoyed this book. It's a cool, fun little story. It is 6 issues, hence why I'm a bit vague because I don't want to spoil anything too much, but overall, though, I enjoyed it, man. I think this is a fun little read. If you're just bored, have nothing else to do, and you just kind of want to read a short story, I would say give this a shot, man. But be warned, though. One, it's the cursing is a lot. And if you're not into that kind of, like, writing, then you might not like this. But for me, there are some parts it's necessary, it's funny. Others, it's like, okay, it's unnecessary. Like, why is... It's just too much. And in terms of the pacing, like I said, it's ups and downs. But overall, again, I enjoyed this book. And as I mentioned, would I recommend it? Yeah, if you're bored, have nothing else to do, definitely give this book a shot. And if you're tight with budget, don't worry, because this whole entire book is also on the DC Infinite, I think it's called Infinite app, where you could pay like, I think, $8 or something like that a month. And you can actually read the full story. So if you're tight with budget, it's all there, all 6 issues. And like I said, it is 6 issues. I am being very vague because I don't want to spoil anything. But overall, cool story, man. I think it's a cool, fun little story. I enjoyed it. Let me know what you guys think. Do you guys agree with me with the story? Do you plan on reading it? Or have you read the story? Leave it in the comment section below. As always, make sure you hit the subscribe button to not support channel, but to keep up to date and watch videos like this. So it includes an overview of Soul Plumber from the DC horror line. And on to the next one.